Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mikey Report for August 15th, 2010, the late edition. Glad you can be with us this evening for some more news, weather, and sports from around the nation and around the world. Tonight we have a lot of stuff to get to, so I'm not going to stall here. First off, Zsa Zsa Gabor asking for her last rites. The 93-year-old actress has been hospitalized once again a couple days after she left, not long after she left from her hip replacement. She was admitted back in on Friday due to blood clots from some complications from her hip replacement surgery. And she had that because of her fall on July 17th out of bed when she was watching Jeopardy. I guess she wanted to be on this show so badly and she knew the questions. But now her life is in jeopardy and she asked for her last rites. Philip Markoff, the 24-year-old accused Craigslist killer, was found unresponsive and actually dead in his Nassau Street jail cell this morning. Pronounced dead at about 10:15 this morning, all evidence showing it was a suicide. Tells you one thing, gotta watch out what you buy on Craigslist. Sorry. I'm trying to keep a straight face, but can't. I like my jokes apparently so well. More than 800 cheerleaders and dancers from colleges across the East Coast and universities went to the U of Scranton. A lot of us from the Scranton area call the University of Scranton the U. So, no offense to the University of Miami or Ohio State, but that's how we do in the home of the office. But they were up there this past Tuesday through Friday, the 10th through the 13th, for a National Collegiate Cheer and Dance Camp where they were able to learn new techniques and routines for the dance and cheer teams and the mascots. So, hip hip hooray! Alright. A few of the participating colleges were Georgetown, Cuse, UPenn, and Nova. Just a few. And also University of Delaware. But enough about some cheery, go-lucky news. Let's go to weather, where that's actually going to be surprisingly nice and peaceful as well, for the most part. Currently, right now, we're looking at about a 6-degree difference between our studios. 66 up in Mount Cobb and about 72 here in Phoenixville. But our highs today, definitely a huge difference. 11 degrees, 67 up in Mount Cobb and 78 here in Phoenixville. But that heat is coming quicker than we know, as it's going to catapult to the 80s for next week. Monday, we're looking at thunderstorms for both areas. 89 up in Mount Cobb, 82 up in Mount Cobb, and 89 here in Phoenixville. Tuesday, we're looking at definitely sunny skies, perfect for if you're making sunbrew tea. I know my mother isn't going to be watching this, but if she did, she'd probably take my suggestion. 82 on Tuesday, 89 in Phoenixville. Wednesday, we're looking at thunderstorms or thunder showers, depending on where you live. Anywhere between 76 and 80. 75 to 80, showers possible, probably early. 78 to 85, mostly sunny, partly cloudy, depending on where you are. That's on Friday, excuse me. Saturday, mostly cloudy skies, anywhere between 75 and 82. Sunday, we're looking at partly cloudy skies, 75 to 83 degrees. Monday, some showers and thunderstorms possible, 75 to 81 degrees. And Tuesday, and that's on the 23rd. The 24th, we're looking at sunny skies to start the Valley Forge school year. 76 to 81, depending on location. And we actually have a couple decent stories. Well, one good story and one bad story in business news. Business news locally is analysts are saying stocks won't rally until 2011 since from grim reports that are making investors uneasy. Hello? If you know that the economy is bad, why would you... reports are still grim because of unemployment markets, housing markets, etc. They are still having the issues, so why put your faith in it? You know? Just saying. So hopefully 2011 seems more promised, and maybe more promised politically as well. Maybe things will turn about. Also, China has passed... This is the good news in the business world for some people. Maybe not for us in America, because China makes practically... Well, good news for us because we pretty much import almost everything from China anyway. China passed Japan as the second largest economy after 30 years of growth. Finally, they get recognition and passed Japan. What happened? Did Japan's market finally squabble a little bit? I think it's like a $0.4 million dollar difference between the two. Japan clocked in at no, maybe trillion. It's either million, billion, or trillion, one of those. But it was 1.28 versus 1.32. I think it's trillion. I don't remember the number on MSNBC, but I'll get that to you as soon as possible. And we definitely have a whole lot. Well, I had a lot to cover. But also, another Jersey Shore cast member was arrested. Ronnie. He got arrested for something. I forget what. I don't pay attention to Jersey Shore. I didn't really pay attention to it. So, nothing of relevance for me. Maybe for you, if you want to check it out. Go on to msnbc.com. You'll find the story there. And finally, to wrap it all up, we have sports where we have a few things that happened today. NASCAR race, Kevin Harvick takes the Carfax 400 up in Michigan. Another big win for Richard Childress Racing. PGA Championship, the winner was given the Wanamaker Trophy today. It was Martin Kamer of Germany, and he had to play a playoff against Bubba Watson. And they ended up tied after the tournament, so they played a 3-hole playoff, and Kamer won. Dustin Johnson ended up was the big story with a 2-stroke penalty because of grounding his club in a bunker. There's probably thousands of clubs at Whistling Straits, and Dustin Johnson ended up grounding his 4-iron into one of them, therefore causing a 2-stroke penalty on the 18th hole, dropping his mark from a 5 to a 7 on that hole, finishing with a +2, well, 2 over par on the day, placing him tied for 5th overall. So, Kamer wins the Wanamaker Trophy, the last major of the season, and now the run for the FedEx Cup begins. In other sports news, I just had to check how much I had left here. We had some close games and some blowouts. The Yankees lost to Kansas City 1-0. AJ Burnett having a stellar outing, but just like the Phillies 2 nights ago against R.A. Dickey and with Cole Hamels, the same thing happened with AJ Burnett. The bats were not working, only 2 hits, 1 from Brett Gardner, 1 from Robbie Cano, and 3 errors on the Yankees, and leading Kansas City to a win. But it was either split or Kansas City took 2. One or the other. Yankees are still holding their ground. Rays beat the O's 3-2, so that's still a close race in the AL East. And Red Sox lost to the Rangers 7-3, I believe. Braves clobbered the Dodgers 13-1. Almost reminds me of when the Dodgers beat the Phillies 15-9 that one day. That was just sad. Speaking of Phillies, they beat the Mets 3-1 today. So a better outing for Kyle Kendrick than when he faced the Dodgers in that 15-9 loss. And the Nationals win after Steven Strasburg, the Nationals' first draft pick a couple of years ago, and huge phenom. So he fanned 7 as the Nats went on to win over the Diamondbacks 5-3 after a delay with All-Star Game protest, because the All-Star Game is scheduled for Arizona, which has that whole immigration law thing that's going on. That's kind of pulling everybody's hair out. Yeah, a lot of protesters are going against that. Monday Night Football, Giants versus Jets in the Meadowlands. So that's going to be interesting. And I think Colts ended up losing to the Niners today. And I believe that was it. That's everything for what we have today. I think I covered whatever I didn't cover this evening, I covered tonight. So thank you all for watching the Mikey Report. I am Mikey Edwards saying good night, God bless, and see you hopefully as long as my time frame allows and everything actually works properly. See you tomorrow night once again on the Mikey Report.